If you replace a fuse with rating that is lower than it, you get frustrated because every now and then you'll be replacing the fuse. You see this component called fuse, it is the most vital part of your electronics, and what makes it so vital is the role it plays inside your electronics. This fuse acts as a protective device. It will take its life instead of your equipment dying. So if you have an issue or electrical issue, this fuse will burn out and your equipment will be safe. What you have to do is just to take out the fuse and replace it. Interestingly, this fuse is also the cheapest part of your electronics, which means you can get it at very cheap price, and it's also common, so you can easily go to your neighbors and get it. But the mistake people make when replacing this fuse is that they don't pay attention to the rating. Every fuse has rating, and if you exceed the rating or if you don't reach the rating, there's always a consequence. Now the consequences is what I will tell you in this video. If you replace a fuse with rating that is lower than it, you get frustrated because every now and then you'll be replacing the fuse. It is also better and it's also safer to replace your fuse with a lower rating. But the worst that you shouldn't ever do is replacing your fuse with a higher rating. And this is what will happen. If you replace your fuse with a higher rating, your fuse will not burn out in case there's any outage, in case there's any power failure, in case there's any disruption. Your fuse will not burn out. What will happen is that your gadget will get spoiled. So you see, you should always pay attention to the numbers written on it. That is what determines the rating of your fuse. Because this fuse looks like this doesn't mean that every fuse that looks like this are the same. Because the fuse you are looking at looks like this doesn't mean they are the same rating. The difference and the ratings are written on it. If you look at every fuse, you will see the numbers written on it. That numbers like 13 amps, 15 amps, 2 amps, 0.5 amps, depending on the power rating of that equipment where you pick it out from. So if you have 15 amps written on it, replace that fuse with the same 15 amps or a bit lower. Don't go above. Don't go above. If not, you will spend money that you don't want to spend, that you do not plan to spend in fixing the equipment. Remember, I told you that this is very cheap. You can replace, if you're in Nigeria, you can replace it with 100 naira, 200 naira, or maximum 300 naira. But if your equipment, if you replace it with a higher rating and your equipment gets spoiled, you won't use 100 naira or 200 naira to fix it. So it's better to always pay attention to the rating on your fuse and replace accordingly. I hope you find this video useful. Don't forget to follow us. This is the only place you can get technical advices that will help you manage your equipment. Make sure you follow us. See you later in another video.